You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Thursday the 5th of March, 2026. It is 74 days after the winter solstice. It is 15 days before the spring equinox. Today is the 6th day of the American and Israeli war against Iran. The sun rises today at 6:23 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:07 p.m. The sun sets today at 5:52 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 6:19 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 6:51 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 41 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 95% full at midday. The moon sets today at 7:11 a.m., and then it rises again at 8:29 p.m. The third quarter will arrive on Wednesday, the 11th of March. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the early morning, low tide, 5:11 a.m., minus 6 centimeters. Near midday, high tide, 11:31 a.m., 1 meter 46. In the evening, low tide, 5:24 p.m., minus 6 centimeters. At night, high tide, 11:48 p.m., 1 meter 55. In our shared realm of plants and animals, mid-March is when the piping plovers begin arriving from points south. These relatively small birds will breed and nest in the dunes along the coast. They are plentiful in summer along the length of the Rockaway Peninsula here in Queens. As they begin gathering here, the males will begin their courting displays, flying in figure eights over prospective mates. The males also make little hollows in the sand, and sometimes line them with shells or pebbles, potential nesting sites they show off to the females. Because they nest so close to us, the city ropes off breeding areas. It's important to respect the birds as they brood and raise their young. If you get too close, the adults will fly out and warn you off. We look forward to seeing them back. Commemorations. On this day in the year 1046, the Persian scholar and poet Nasir Khosrow departed on a 7-year journey that included a pilgrimage to Mecca. He was inspired by a dream to depart. His itinerary took him through northern Iran, Armenia, and Asia Minor, and then down to Syria, Palestine, and Arabia. A year later he found himself in Cairo. He wrote an account, the Safarnama, or Book of Travels, that describes the things he saw, including lively accounts of Jerusalem, Mecca, and Cairo. It is one of the great travel chronicles of the period, and is read to this day. Today is the anniversary of the Boston Massacre in 1770, when British soldiers opened fire on a rowdy crowd in King Street, Boston. They killed 5 people. It was the first armed skirmish of the conflict that would coalesce into the American Revolution. Many honor Crispus Attucks this day. Attucks was a sailor and a whaler of African and native descent who was the first to fall. On this day in 1853, Heinrich Steinweg, an immigrant from Germany who later took the name Henry Steinway, founded his piano company, Steinway & Sons. His first workshop was on Varick Street, but he soon opened a large factory uptown at Park and 52nd Street, where the Seagram's building now stands. In 1873, his son William Steinway built the factory that still stands at the top of Steinway Street here in Astoria. He also built the company town that surrounds the factory. Interestingly, one of William Steinway's goals was to isolate his workers. He would write in his diary, quote, "We sought a place outside the city to escape the machinations of the anarchists and socialists who were continually breeding discontent among our workmen and inciting them to strike." Unquote. Despite these anti-union sentiments, we are grateful that Steinway & Sons has shaped our neighborhood for more than 100 years. On this day in 1963, the hula hoop was patented by the Wham-O Company. It was developed by Arthur Spud Mellon, the co-founder of Whammo, after he saw a wooden hoop used in children's games in Australia. The new hula hoop was named after the traditional Hawaiian dance that was much on people's minds as Hawaii gained statehood. It would become a bestseller and a fad that epitomized the 1960s. We close with thoughts from Abraham Lincoln. In 1848, he wrote to his law partner, William Herndon, deploring the invasion of Mexico launched by President Polk. He wrote this: "Allow the President to invade a neighboring nation whenever he shall deem it necessary to repel an invasion, and you allow him to make war at pleasure. Study to see if you can fix any limit to his power in this respect, after you have given him so much. If today he should choose to say he thinks it necessary to invade Canada to prevent the British from invading us, how could you stop him?" And that is the Observatory, Thursday, the 5th of March, 2026.